Hi, this is a tutorial on how to install a switch into a child's tape recorder in order to make it accessible for kids who have problems operating these tiny controls located along the top. It would also be good for kids learning cause and effect relationships. The whole project takes under an hour. It doesn't require any special skills, knowledge, or equipment, and the parts needed can be purchased at a local electronics store for around $15. Okay, let's get started.
The essentials. I started with a tape recorder, a switch. I went to the local Source electronics store. I bought wire, on-off switch, and an inline headphone jack. I used a soldering iron, a screwdriver to open the tape recorder case, a drill and drill bits to drill holes to put the switches in, files to smooth those holes out, wire cutter to trim and remove the insulation from the wires, a book on wiring just in case, and a third hand to hold the wires and switches together while I soldered. Now these last four items aren't really necessary, but they sure did make things a lot easier.
Okay, so here's what I've done. And I have to admit the tutorial was a bit of an afterthought, so the switch is already installed, but hey, at least you know it works. This accessibility switch ends in a standard headphone plug. So I've installed a headphone jack in the back of the case. Right now, when you press play, nothing happens because you have to activate the switch to start the music. Now, the only problem with that idea is that if you don't have the switch, the tape recorder doesn't work like a normal tape recorder. So what I've done is gone back and installed an on-off button that bypasses the switch. Okay, so I've removed the screws and the batteries, and I'm going to open up this case very carefully to show you what's inside. Okay, so even though it looks complicated in here, what we have to do is relatively simple. I removed the wire that went from the batteries to the circuit board because we want to control the flow of power via this accessibility switch headphone jack. I made sure I paid attention to where that terminal was on the battery end, and I've soldered a wire from there to the headphone jack, and another one from the headphone jack to where the wire connected on the circuit board. Now when the child depresses the switch, it completes the circuit and power is able to flow as usual. But remember also that there were times that we wanted to use the tape recorder as it was originally intended. In order to do that, I put an on-off button. And again, I've just run the wire from the terminal at the battery to the on-off button, and then from the on-off button to the circuit board. Now when that button's pushed, you can still remove the switch and the electricity is able to flow through an alternative path to the circuit board. In order to install the headphone jack and the on-off button, I just drilled holes in the plastic case, filed them smooth, put the jack and the button in place, and then held them securely with a nut from the back. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions or if you have any tips or pointers for me, just email me. Thanks.